Welcome to the spoken tutorial on installing plugins in Moodle. In this tutorial, we will learn about plugins and how to install a plugin in Moodle. To record this tutorial, I will be using Ubuntu Linux OS 16.04, Apache, MariaDB and PHP obtained through XAMPP 5.6.30, Moodle 3.3, Firefox web browser, and working internet connection. You can use any web browser of your choice. However, Internet Explorer should be avoided as it causes some inconsistencies. Learners of this tutorial should have some courses and users in their Moodle website. If not, please refer to the relevant Moodle tutorials on this website. What are plugins? Plugins are add-on tools that add special features to an existing software. Moodle has several useful plugins for teachers as well as site administrators. These are available in the Plugins directory. Open the browser and type https://moodle.org/plugins. The page has filters based on purpose and plugin type. There is also a search box for custom search. There are some numbers displayed at the top right. The text below indicates what they are. In this tutorial, we will learn how to install the Attendance plugin. Type Attendance in the search box and click on the search button. We see that there are multiple plugins having this keyword, either in their title or description. Click on Attendance plugin. The description reads, a plugin that allows an attendance log to be kept. To verify that you have clicked on the same plugin that I mentioned, check the title on the new page. It should say Activities:attendance as the title. This plugin allows a teacher to keep an attendance log in Moodle. Before installing any new plugin, ensure that it is available for the Moodle version you are using. To verify, click on the versions link to see the versions that it supports. Scroll down to see that it is available for our version of Moodle 3.3. Go back to the description link. Read the description to understand whether the plugin fulfills your purpose. It also mentions prerequisites for using the plugin and the usage instructions, if any. We can see that it is being used on a number of websites and has many fans. This authenticates that the plugin is useful and easy to use. You may also want to scroll down and see the questions others have asked related to this plugin. When you are convinced you want to install the plugin, go back to the versions link. Click on the download button. Save the file on your local system. I have already saved it in my system. Open a new tab and log in to your Moodle website as site administrator. Make sure that the XAMPP service is running. We are now in the admin dashboard. Click on Site Administration on the left side, then click on Plugins tab, and then on Install Plugins link. There are two ways to install a plugin: through Moodle Plugins directory and through a zip upload. We will cover the second method only. The first method requires us to have an account on Moodle.org. Hence, we are skipping it. Click on Choose a File button next to Zip Package. Click on Upload a File link on the left if it is not already selected. Click on Browse button and browse to the location where you have saved the plugin file. Select the zip file which we downloaded earlier. Then click on Upload this file button at the bottom of this window. Now click on Install plugin from the zip file button at the bottom. You may encounter an error in this page. The error message says validating mod_attendance error. Click on the cancel link. This is an indicator for us to give write permission to this directory. So open the terminal by pressing Ctrl, Alt and T keys. Type sudo space chmod space 777 space /opt/htdocs/moodle/mod/ Enter the administrative password if prompted and press Enter. Let us go back to the browser and repeat the process. This time we get the validation successful message. Click on the Continue button. Please note that this additional step is required only if you get the above error screen. Now the plugin is downloaded and validated for this version of Moodle. Next we will get a page with the title Plugins Check. Notice the status information in green here, which says to be installed. Click on Upgrade Moodle Database Now button. This step may take some time. Please do not refresh or close the browser window. When you see the success message, then click on the Continue button. We are now in the New Settings page. Go through all the settings to see if you need to change any of them. I do not wish to make any changes. After checking, click on the Save Changes button at the bottom of the page. You may see some warning messages which you can ignore for the time being. To see if the plugin is installed successfully, click on Site Administration in the left panel, then click on Plugins tab and then Plugins Overview. This will show you the list of all plugins, the ones which were installed by default and the ones you installed. On my site, it shows these many plugins are installed. To see the plugins that were additionally installed, click on Additional Plugins link above the table. Here there are links to go to the settings and uninstall the plugin from this page. Teachers and administrators can now create attendance for their courses. Once again, click on Site Administration in the left panel. Then click on Courses and Manage Courses and Categories. Click on First Year Maths in the course category on the left. Click on Calculus course on the right. Scroll down to the Calculus course details section and click on View tab to view the Calculus course. Click on the gear icon at the top right and then click on Turn Editing On. Click on Add an activity or resource at the bottom right of the area before the topics. Double-click on the attendance activity to create an attendance. Enter the name and description as shown here. Expand the grade section. This drop-down decides the type of grading used for attendance. If you want attendance to contribute to the course grade, set a maximum points value. The default is 100. I will select grade as none. Let the other options be default. Scroll down and click on Save and Display button. We are now in a new page. Click on the Status Set tab here. There are 4 default status for the attendance: present, late, excused, absent. Depending on your requirement, you can either delete these or add more. You can also modify the status names if you call them something else. I will delete the excused status because I do not use that in my class. A confirmation message box appears. Click on the Continue button. Now click on the Add Session tab. Select the date of the first session you want to add. I will put this as 4th June 2019. Select the start and end time of the session. Note that the time fields use a 24-hour clock. So, a 3:15 p.m. to 4:05 p.m. class should be 15:15 to 16:05. Type a short description for the session. If you leave the description field blank, the description by default will be regular class session. Click on Multiple Sessions section to expand it. If your class meets at regular intervals, you can create multiple sessions at the same time. Click on Repeat the session above as follows checkbox. If your class meets on certain days of the week, select the days of the week. For my class, I will select Monday. Next option is Repeat Every drop-down. If the class meets every week, select 1. If the class meets 2 weeks from the date of the first session, select 2, and so on. I will let this remain as 1. This means my class meets every Monday at 3:15 p.m. for 50 minutes. Repeat until is the date of the last session. I will put this as 30th March 2020. Next, click on Student Recording section to expand it. If you want students to record their own attendance, fill up the fields in this section. I will skip this section. Scroll down and click on Add button at the bottom of the page. A confirmation message appears saying 43 sessions were successfully generated. You may see a different number of sessions if you selected dates other than mine. See the icons next to each session. They let the teacher to take the attendance, edit the session, or delete the session. Click on Take Attendance icon for the week that you want to take attendance. You can see a list of all students enrolled in this course, and you can mark their attendance. P, L, and A are the status that we selected in the settings earlier. Check the radio button just below P to set status for all users to present, and mark A only for the absentees. When you have marked the attendance, click on Save Attendance button at the bottom of the page. Welcome to the spoken tutorial on grading quiz in Moodle. In this tutorial, we will learn how to review quiz attempts submitted by students, edit questions in a quiz, regrade attempts, delete quiz attempts, and download quiz results. This tutorial is recorded using Ubuntu Linux OS 16.04, Apache, MariaDB, and PHP obtained through XAMPP 5.6.30, Moodle 3.3, and Firefox web browser. You may use any web browser of your choice. However, Internet Explorer should be avoided as it causes some display inconsistencies. This tutorial assumes that your site administrator has registered you as a teacher and assigned at least one course to you. It also assumes that you have added some course material, assignments, and quizzes for your course, and you have some student logins. If not, please refer to the relevant Moodle tutorials on this website. Let me show you how a student will attempt the quiz that we created earlier in the series. I have logged in as student Priya Sinha right now. I will click on Calculus under My Courses. Then I will click on Quiz 1, Evolutes and Involutes. I will click on Attempt Quiz Now button and then confirm my selection. The question paper is presented to me. On the right, we see the quiz navigation block. It displays all the question numbers, the timer, and the finish attempt link. The questions in the first page are highlighted in the quiz navigation block. I will begin attempting questions in both the sections. There are buttons for previous and next pages, depending on which page you are in. Let me attempt the questions. I can go back to any question if I need to review it from the quiz navigation block. On the left of the question, notice that there is an option to flag the question. A flagged question has a red triangle at the top right of the question. One can flag a question in order to go back and review it later before submitting the attempt, or to discuss the topic with the teacher. The question will remain flagged until the student specifically removes the flag. There are some other markers related to quiz questions. A gray marker indicates an answered question. A small red triangle below the question number indicates an incomplete answer. A totally white box indicates an unanswered question. As mentioned earlier, I can click on any question to go back to that question. When I am done, I will click on Finish Attempt link in the quiz navigation block. I can also click on Finish Attempt button at the end of the quiz. Click on Submit All and Finish button and confirm my selection. Students can see the marks and grades scored in a quiz right after the submission. The quiz navigation block also has color-coded number boxes. A green marker with a tick mark indicates correct answer. A red marker indicates either a wrong or unattempted question. A brown marker with a white circle indicates a partially correct answer. A red triangle marker at the top right is for flagged questions. Let us go back to the course page by clicking on Calculus in the breadcrumbs. Let me click on the quiz name. I can see my attempt here and a review link. I can review my quiz attempt by clicking on the review link. Scroll down to see the feedback given for every answer. This is a general feedback that every student sees after their attempt. Let me log out of this student's dashboard. Before reviewing the quiz as a teacher, ensure that all your students have attempted the quiz. Pause the tutorial and attempt the quiz for at least 5 students before proceeding further. I have already done so for my students. Now, I will log in as teacher Rebecca Raymond. Click on Calculus under My Courses on the left. Scroll down and click on Quiz 1, Evolutes and Involutes. You can see quiz description and quiz timeline in this page. The number of attempts are also listed here. In my case, it is 5. Now, click on Attempts link. There are some filters at the top of the page, which are self-explanatory. You can use these if there are many students enrolled in your course. I will leave them as they are and scroll down. Let me close the navigation menu on the left for better view. Notice that all the attempts are listed in a table here. Click on Review Attempt link below Priya Sinha's name. You may see a different set of questions than the ones I see. That is because we added random questions from the question bank while creating the quiz. The students will see different questions or a different order of questions when they attempt. We can see a brief overview of the attempt. Priya Sinha finished the quiz in 3 minutes and 12 seconds. She also got 1.2 out of 4 marks and 30%. This will give you an idea of how the student performed in the quiz. Look at the quiz navigation block at the right. The green box with a tick mark indicates that the student got full marks for the answer. The red box indicates that the student answered the question incorrectly. The brown box with a white circle in between indicates partially correct answer. You can go to any question directly by clicking on that question number. You can also change the layout if you want to show the questions one page at a time. You can see the answers and the marks scored against each question. You can also see the common feedback shown to the student. There is also a response history with a log of what the student did. Notice here that the student saved this answer once before finally submitting it. As a teacher, you can add a specific comment for any answer if you wish to. You can also override the marks. Let's see how to do this. Click on Make Comment or Override Marks link below the Common Feedback section. A new window opens up. Type the desired comment as shown here. I will also change the marks as shown here. Scroll down and click on the Save button. Your comment is now shown below the common feedback. Response history also has a log of the changes you made. Notice that the marks and grade have also changed based on your new manual grading. You can also edit a question from an attempt itself. Click on Edit Question link on the left. This will take you to the edit screen where you can make changes to the question. You can also change the options of grades associated with it. Note that this will change the question for all students who have already attempted the quiz. This will also change the question for future quizzes. I realize now that I had marked the wrong answer while creating this quiz. I will change the grade for these two options. Click on Save Changes button when done. Click on Finish Review link when you are done. Click on Attempts link again. If you changed any question, you should regrade the attempts based on the new grading. Click on Regrade All button. You will see a message, Regrade completed successfully. Click on Continue button. Notice that the grade for that question changed for some of the students. You can also delete a particular attempt if you wish to. Click on the checkbox next to the name of the student whose attempt you want to delete. Then click on Delete Selected Attempts button. But I will not do this right now. The teacher also has the option to download all the attempts in various file formats. Let me demonstrate how. Scroll up to the section What to include in the report. I can filter the reports based on various criteria. Let me download the report for all enrolled students who have attempted the quiz. I will uncheck rest of the checkboxes under attempts that are to narrow it down to see the finished reports. Click on Show Report button. Click on the drop-down Download Table Data As at the top right above the report table. Select Open Document .ods from the options. Then click on the Download button next to it. Save the file on your local machine. Let me open the file. You can see the details of the attempts here. With this, we come to the end of this tutorial. Let us summarize. In this tutorial, we learned how to review quiz attempts submitted by students, edit questions in a quiz, regrade attempts, delete quiz attempts, and download quiz results. Here is a small assignment for you. Review the attempt of any other student. Post question-specific comments. The video at the following link summarizes the spoken tutorial project. Please download and watch it. The Spoken Tutorial Project team conducts workshops and gives certificates. For more details, please write to us. Please post your timed queries in this forum. Welcome to the spoken tutorial on assignment grading and report generation in Moodle. In this tutorial, we will learn how to review online and offline assignment submissions, give feedback on submissions, edit grades for assignments, and generate various grade reports in Moodle. This tutorial is recorded using Ubuntu Linux OS 16.04, Apache, MariaDB, and PHP, obtained through XAMPP 5.6.30, Moodle 3.3, and Firefox web browser. You may use any web browser of your choice. However, Internet Explorer should be avoided as it causes some display inconsistencies. This tutorial assumes that your site administrator has registered you as a teacher and assigned at least one course to you. It also assumes that you have added some course material, assignments, and quizzes for your course, and you have some student logins. If not, please refer to the relevant Moodle tutorials on this website. Before we begin, let me show you how a student will submit an assignment. I have logged in as student Priya Sinha right now. In the left panel, click the following as shown: My Courses, Calculus, and Assignment 1 Evolutes and Involutes. I can see the details of the assignment and the submission status like due date, etc. Click on Add Submission button at the bottom of the page. The assignment allows both online text as well as file submission. Let me upload a document with my solutions for this assignment. The submission file assign1-q1-soln.odt is available in the code files link of this tutorial. Please download and use it. I'll drag and drop my file here. Scroll down and click on the Save Changes button at the bottom of the page. The submission status says Draft Not Submitted. We can also add a comment or edit the submission before finally submitting it. Scroll down and click on Submit Assignment button at the bottom of the page. Click Continue to confirm the submission. The submission status has now changed to submitted for grading. The grading status shows not graded. Note that there are only 2 attempts allowed. That is because the teacher has set this to be opened manually. It can be attempted again only if the teacher allows it from her login. Let me log out from Priya's account now. Ensure that all your students have attempted the assignments. This is important before you review as a teacher. Pause the tutorial and attempt the assignment for at least 5 students. I have already done so for my students. I will now log in as teacher Rebecca Raymond. In the left panel, click the following as shown: My Courses, Calculus, and Assignment 1-Evolutes and Involutes. We can see the description and the grading summary on this page. The number of submissions and the ones required for grading are also listed here. Click on View All Submissions link. This will open a page. Here, we can see the details of all the students who attempted the assignments. Note that there are no names against the submissions. This is because the assignment was marked for blind grading. Let me close the navigation menu on the left for a larger view. Now let's understand this page. At the top of the page, click on the Grading Action drop-down. It has 4 options: Download all submissions, Reveal student identities, Upload multiple feedback files in a zip, and View gradebook. Let us go through them one by one. Select the option Download all submissions. This will download all the student submissions in a zip file. I have already downloaded and extracted the zip file on my system. Every student's online text submission and file submission are in a folder. I have 5 submissions, so I can see folders for participant 34 to 38. The participant names could be different for you. Let me open the assignment submission folder for participant 38. Open the file assignment1-q1-soln.odt submitted by the student. I will add a comment to the file as shown. Then I'll save it as assignment1-q1-feedback.odt and close the file. It is not mandatory to save the file as a different file. I have done this so the student knows the file is different from her solution file. I will also add the solution file to the folder. I have saved the file as solution-evolutes and involutes.pdf. This file is available in the code file section of the tutorial. This is helpful if you have many submissions and you prefer to grade them offline. Pause the tutorial here and do this assignment. Add feedback to submissions made by other students. Select all the student folders with the submission inside and zip. Name the zip file as assignment1-feedback.zip. You can choose a name of your choice for the zip file. Resume the tutorial when done. Let us go back to the browser. In the Grading Action drop-down, the next option is to reveal student identities. A confirmation box opens when this is selected. This option has to be used with caution. That is because the action cannot be undone. Also note that you have to reveal student identities after the submission. Unless you do this, students will not be able to view their grades. Let me cancel this right now. Click on Grading Action drop-down. The next option is Upload multiple feedback files in a zip. This enables teachers to send feedback files back to all students in one single action. We will upload the feedback file assignment1-feedback.zip. Click on Upload multiple feedback files in a zip option in the drop-down. Drag the feedback zip file to the upload area. Click on Import Feedback Files button at the bottom of the page. You can see a screen with the name of the files that have been modified. Click on the Confirm button at the bottom of the page. The next page shows the status of the upload. Click on Continue button at the bottom of the page. We are back in the Submissions page. Below the Grading Action drop-down is the table with submissions for all students. Every row in the table represents one student. Below the table, click on the drop-down with Selected. The options in this drop-down are for selected users. We can select users from the checkbox on the left of each row. We will come to this drop-down later. Below this drop-down is the Options section. It has filters to narrow down our list. Note the horizontal scroll below the table. If you cannot see some of the columns in the table, you can scroll to the right. Let us come back to the submissions now. Click on the Grade button to grade an individual submission. You can see the submission on the left and the panel on the right. Here, we can add comments, put the grades, and leave feedback for the submission. The left panel is more like an editor. This is where we can add notes or highlight the submitted document. Explore this toolbar on your own. On the right panel, I will give the grade as 76 and add a feedback comment. When done, click on the Save Changes button at the bottom of the page. Click on OK button to confirm the changes. Now, click on the Assignment Name link at the top left of the page. Click on View All Submissions link at the bottom of this page. Notice that the grade is now shown next to the Grade button. Below the Submissions table is another drop-down menu. This allows the teacher to lock or unlock a submission. I will select the submission that I just graded. Locking a submission freezes the submission. No further changes can be made by the student after this. Select Lock Submission and click on the Go button on its right. Click on OK in the confirmation box. The status of the assignment now says Submission changes not allowed. The teacher, however, can edit the grades if required. Unlocking, on the other hand, unlocks any locked assignment. After you have finished grading, click on the Grading Action drop-down. Now, select Reveal Student Identities. Read the notice in the confirmation box and click the Continue button. Note that the students' names and email IDs are now revealed in the rows. Students will be able to view their grades now. Click on the Grading Action drop-down and select View Gradebook. We will be redirected to a page with the title Grade a Report. Grade a Report is a comprehensive report for all students. All the grades for each student can be found in this report by default. You can filter these by students' names by clicking on the alphabets here. Next, click on the tab Single View. Single view report has two drop-downs. Select grade item. Selecting any item will show grades of all students for that activity. Select user. This will show grades of all activities for that user. Let me select assignment 1 -evolutes and involutes from the select grade item drop-down. I can see the list of all enrolled students along with details of their attempts. It is possible to modify either one or bulk grades from this page. You can also override or exclude students from the column on the right. To modify grades in bulk, check the checkbox Perform Bulk Insert. Select Empty Grades in the For drop-down. Enter 0 in the Insert Value text box. Click on the Save button at the bottom of the page. Click on Continue button after you see the success message. Notice that all the empty grade boxes now have 0. Let us now see the user report. User report shows a breakdown of the grades for each assessment for every student. Scroll down to see the assignments and quizzes. On the top right of the report is a drop-down to select a user. Let me select Priya Sinha. Teachers have the option to view the report as the selected user or as a teacher. Every report shown here can be exported in various formats. Let me export this user report. Click on the Export tab one level above the various reports. The reports can be downloaded in 4 formats: Open Document Spreadsheet, Plain Text File, Excel Spreadsheet, and XML file. I will click on Open Document Spreadsheet. There are various filters that you can use to filter your export. By default, all grade items are included. Let me select Assignment 1 -evolutes and involutes. Click on Export Format options to expand the section. Check the checkbox Include Feedback in Export. Then click on the Download button at the bottom of the page. Select Save File option